How you are in the world matters. Overwhelm is inevitable and optional. It's time to listen up and make it optional for you. There is great value in slowing down all our activities. No hurry, no place to go, nothing else to do, but just a settling back into the moment. There is great value in slowing down all our activities. No hurry, no place to go, nothing else to do, but just a settling back into the moment. It's one of my favourite quotes. It's from Joseph Goldstein. I just wanted to share it with you because it's really been coming up for me today as I bridge that interesting space between really getting out of my comfort zone to do my best to call in the people who want to work with me in my new program, Get Your Life Back, and, stopping doing that, having poured my heart into it and learnt what I can about marketing, etc., to be visible as an introvert, which is always an interesting journey in itself. And also because the process of launching for me raised a lot of my old habits that got me to burnout, because it's that kind of thing. Everybody I know who launches goes all in and works really hard up until the point the cart closes. And for me, it was a real emotional journey of examining and watching closely that came up. Was I getting stuck in that tunnel where it's like, just keep going and then rest? And was I showing up in a way that was full of love and not just creating content on social media or sending out emails in order to get them done? Because getting stuff done, I'm good at getting stuff done, but wanting to send out messages that lift and inspire and dare people to join me in a really empowering way, rather than, I don't know, there's so much manipulative marketing around, and I just didn't want to be part of it. And I didn't want to just be in that busy launch mode. And it's easy to get into that when, well, I don't know about you, but when I get excited about something and I'm driven towards something, of course I'm going to go back into those default patterns because they work and they're easier. So yes, it's been an interesting kind of parallel journey, the whole developing the program, and really reflecting on my process and up-leveling it majorly, and then testing it with people, and then listening and changing it, and then putting it out there, putting this heartfelt new thing out into the world, and then people joining, and just, it's been this emotional roller coaster of, on the one hand, I'm doing that, I'm really focused on my clients and the quality of my work and what can I do better. And then at the same time, there's my own life, my own journey going on, and I'm really checking in with the integrity of it, because my whole business is built on integrity, not just integrity, I mean more than that, I mean walking the walk. So the idea is that I create my business without falling back into those default patterns of assuming I'm not good enough and I need to try harder, pushing myself till I'm exhausted and getting stuck in those tunnels of just keep going. And the launch this week, or last week, really hit all my buttons. I had to keep checking every morning before, starting work and putting anything out into the world. I had to really connect and get out of that, oh, you're not doing enough, your messaging's not good enough. Or even worse, like, look at you're getting tired, so therefore you're not walking the walk. It's really interesting, that deepening process, and having to call on all of the things that I use every day, all of the tiny, huge, life-changing practices I use. I really, really had to really depend on them, which is good, because then it makes me better at it. But yeah, it's been a really interesting time in lots of ways, and a bit of an emotional roller coaster. And I'm really delighted that people have joined, and we get to set sail on Sunday the 13th. But so I'm in that space at the moment, that in-between space between launching and then the celebration and the disappointment and the what could I have done differently and what will I do better next time, and then that lovely space between, which I've purposely created before I go head on into, now I'm delivering the program, I'm super excited, because I don't know about you, but I'm really good at just going on to the next thing. So I've deliberately created this space today, and that quote, that lovely, nothing else to do but just a settling back into the moment, I love that, because as I say it, nothing else to do but just a settling back into the moment, I actually feel myself almost like going back into one of those armchairs. What was that advert? Oh yeah, the Lemsip advert years ago. I don't know if it's on television anymore, I don't get normal television, but you know, and like she's got a cold and she has Lemsip and she sits back in this chair and the chair grows around her and is really big, like she's Alice in Wonderland, she's shrunk. Now, you know, that cuddly kind of armchair thing, and that's what I imagine is kind of like just a settling back into the moment, and it's like the moment surrounds you and supports you as you settle into it. Can you feel that? I'm actually doing the whole armchair thing, which is quite funny because I'm on a podcast and you can't see me. It was probably a good job. So yeah, that settling back into the moment, like the moment has got you. It's got your back, quite literally, and because there is only this moment, and that's such a freaky thing to say, and I kind of get a bit, it almost becomes a cliche, doesn't it? You've only got this moment, your life's made of moments, and there is no past or future. But that's not entirely helpful with the human mind, which needs time as a reference. Otherwise, it's a bit too, you know, where am I? But yeah, but if instead we imagine that this moment that's here right now is not this like desperate need to make the absolute most of it before it disappears, but instead we just kind of go, it's here to support me, it's got my back, whatever's going on. I mean, there's times when you don't want to settle back into a moment, isn't there? Because we want to push away the stuff we don't want. So I guess for me, in the roller coaster of launching, the highs and the lows, the inevitable journey of doing something different out of my comfort zone, I wanted to push away the moments when I felt uncomfortable or anxious or, you know, oh my God, what am I doing? What are people going to think of me? Which just comes up because I'm human, and wanting to push those away, but then wanting to really enjoy the bits that felt amazing. But what's really interesting is the bits that feel amazing, it's like, oh, and then what's next? So it's almost like I could miss the bits that are really nice to settle back into, because it's like, yep, done that, but there's more to do. And then the bits where there's lots of learning to do, oh no, I don't want to deal with that. Does that resonate? So I'm doing two things. So today I'm doing that settling back into the moment between that I've created today. So I've still got quite a lot of work to do, but I'm still going with there is no hurry, because I deliberately made sure there was space for me in my calendar between closing the launch and getting ready to support people, and the joys of working with them, because I am so excited, so excited to have created something and people are on board. I mean, that's just amazing, isn't it? It's magical. So I'm really excited and grateful and touched and feeling very blessed, and yeah, can't wait. I'm busy today doing some planning, but not doing too much. So I'm doing that. And that quote really stopped me, actually, because when I was thinking about it, I thought, oh my God, I've got so much to do, because it's one of those weeks again where the Tuesday is the Monday. So there's like double work to do, blah, 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 blah. And then I just remembered, I don't know what I was doing. It was in my journaling this morning, and I just remembered, hang on, settle back into this moment, Heidi. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. This is exciting. Because especially actually is because I'd really, really dealt with all of the resistance to daring to get out there as an introvert online and say, here's my program, come and join me, it's brilliant, but I don't want to tell you because I'm a bit not shy, but you know, it sounds a bit big-headed, and you have to get over that. I'm pretty good at just getting on with it now, because I've learnt that it's not about me and that I love my clients and my work more than my fear. But I did do quite a lot of deliberate settling into the moments of growth. So at the same time as what do I share from my heart to yours each time I wrote, I also went, what's coming up for me? What can I learn today? And I kind of feel like I've been through the mill of learning, and I want to go, yeah, come on, Heidi, that's enough personal growth. Let's have a break. Because we can always be better. There's always this need to be better, isn't it? And I'm really aware that my mind wants to go, well, what could you have done better? How could you have found even more people? And I'm listening to my mind doing that and remembering that that's one of my default things. That's my clients' default things. I can be better. I want to be better. In my case, a better entrepreneur, a better launcher. Is a launcher a thing? A better copywriter, more confident on video. I didn't really do very much video, partly because actually I know that I myself and my clients like audio better than video. So, and writing, reading. So, I think it's still a necessary part of reaching people. And I kind of didn't do very much video this time. So yeah, easily I could spend the day listening to my mind with all its checklists of how I could have improved. And instead, I did an extra amount of real reflection and journaling this morning, and then planning the next few months for my business, which is super exciting. I've got some really lovely things coming up, which my heart's filling as I'm saying this to you. And then I went outside in my brand new pajamas because some people drink a beer or have champagne after a launch. I put on my new pajamas, my celebration pajamas. Anyway, this morning I went into the garden, had my breakfast in my new celebration pajamas and just sat in the sun. It was so warm so early this morning. And the bees, there were so many bees. The bees came out to join me. And it was just really special to be with all my plants and to know that I had this space I'd carved out for myself. And I was really settling into that moment of, joy, celebration. I did it. And now I get to sit in the sun and absorb the joy and gratitude of knowing that I've got some really incredibly awesome and just lovely clients to work with in my new program. That's amazing. That's a miracle. That's I dared and it happened. I mean, how cool is that? So yeah, I just wanted to share that quote with you because that's been really helping me pause rather than going, and there's loads of stuff you haven't done because you've been in launch mode and you need to catch up and blah 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 blah. I love you, mind, but you get a bit naggy. There is no bear. I'm going to settle back into this moment. And I've been sat in the sun today in between doing little bits of work. And I'm reading a novel. And it's just good to pause, I think. So I've done a podcast before on the importance of pausing to celebrate and really noticing, like when you get to the top of a hill and you take the view in, and then doing that in just allowing that to permeate through the whole body, noticing the effect, how full your heart is and how your body feels, noticing any ease or joy or physical sensations to do with whatever you're celebrating. Really important, because then you get 10 times the effect of the celebration, but also because unless we pause to celebrate, we just keep going. So if you want to break the habit of just keep going, and you want to miss your life out, if you want to reverse that, which I'm sure you do, then pausing to celebrate is very important. And I'm physically doing that as well as creating the space in my schedule. I'm also physically doing it by going, that quote supports me. So I don't know about you, but I have a lot of favourite quotes, and they some have been with me for years, like most of my life now. This one's only been with me for about 2 years, but I really love it, and it just popped up from nowhere, ready to support me today. And it is literally like I can feel the moment is hugging me. You know, it's there. Rest up, Heidi. Enjoy this moment. So yeah, I'm going to read it one more time. It's Joseph Goldstein, if you want to check him out. There is great value in slowing down all our activities. No hurry. Nothing else to do. Oh, I missed a line out. Sorry. No hurry. No place to go. Nothing else to do but just a settling back into the moment. And you might be thinking, yes, but Heidi, I do have some place to go. And I get that. And I know that I've deliberately created a day where I haven't got any place to go, so it's easier. But you can do that. You can decide that you need space in your life where you have no place to go and you can settle back in the moment. It might only be for a moment. It starts with moments, right? Rebellious acts where you just go, I'm just going to settle back into this moment. And when you get used to doing that, it resets your nervous system, and it retrains your mind to go, settling back into the moment is a brilliant thing. I'm going to do it more often. And then it becomes easier, because if you think about it, a lot of the time we're not really doing what we're doing is thinking about doing. There's a lot of rehearsal, isn't there? There's a lot of rehearsal and preempting disaster kind of rehearsal of situations and difficult conversations, or there's rehearsal of previous stuff and processing of previous stuff. So there's a lot of stuff going on when our mind is still busy, but actually we're physically stuck. Like we get stuck at traffic lights, bus stops, etc. There's a lot of delay in our lives. You know, it's not really possible to have a schedule however busy and just keep going, because stuff happens. There's always going to be something to disrupt your coffee, and that it can be a gift. So if you're like your head down, just go for it day, and then something interrupts you, can you settle back into that moment rather than pushing when actually the pushing is not doing anything? Can you resist listening to your mind, doing that repetitive loop of doom, or that rehearsal of a conversation, or that going over a previous conversation over and over again? Can you just resist that? Not try and stop it, just let it do its thing with gratitude. Thanks, mind, but it's a bit negative for me. I'm just gonna get out of my head into my body and just settle back into this moment, because I have this moment of being stuck at a traffic light, or delayed in some way, stuck waiting for the dentist. Oh, how we're all going to love being stuck in dentists after not being able to see our dentist for over a year. We can turn these obstacles around and see them as gifts. We have a choice. We have a choice to settle back into unexpected moments. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with that. I'd love to know about any experiences of settling back into the moment. Love to. I love it when people tell me how this podcast is helping them. And if you have any questions or feedback or anything you'd like me to talk about, then just get in touch. And also, please leave a review and share it, because it makes a huge difference. Thank you so much. Wishing you an unexpectedly lovely week, and settle back into the moment. To find out more about my tiny, huge, life-changing practices, please visit www.heidimark.co.uk.